Well, with that, there's more breaking news which is coming in. This regarding the tax case. The Gandhis have now approached the Supreme Court, knocking on the highest court of the land. In fact, to try and get a break in the tax case that has been filed for some kind of relief for the Congress President Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi, as the Supreme Court had agreed to, remember here, their petitions challenging the September 10 order of the Delhi High Court, which had refused to stay the reopening of their tax assessment. So the Supreme Court essentially has not stayed the assessment process. So that's the big takeaway. So there is some kind of a relief which is coming in for both Rahul Gandhi as well as Sonia Gandhi regarding the tax case. In the Supreme Court has agreed now to hear their petitions which have challenged the September 10 order of the Delhi High Court, which had refused at the time to stay the reopening of their tax assessment. So it is a partial relief. However, it is going to be much welcomed by the Gandhi family. In fact, the Supreme Court has not stayed the assessment process, however. So there is a rider there. Let's go across to Harish Nair, a legal editor who joins us with more details on this. Harish, if you can just explain to us what are the implications of the Supreme Court not having stayed the assessment process. A partial relief then for the Gandhis?
It's clearly a setback for Rahul Gandhi and Sonia, as the Supreme Court has refused to stay the tax assessment process against them. Remember, they had moved the Supreme Court against challenging the September 10 order of the Delhi High Court, which had refused to give them relief in a case of reopening of the tax assessments for 2011-2012. The Supreme Court has fixed the petition for final hearing on December 4th, but significantly at the same time it refused to stay the assessment process against them, but said all the follow-up actions will be subject to the final verdict of the petition they have moved in the Supreme Court. So this is actually clearly a setback for the Rahul and Sonia. So another petitioner in this was Congress leader Oscar Fernandez. So on September 10, remember, Gandhis had failed to get any relief from the from the Delhi High Court, which dismissed the challenge or reopening of the tax assessments. The income tax probe had arisen from the investigation into the private complaint filed by BJP leader Subramanian Swamy before a trial court in connection with the National Herald case, in which the three, Rahul and Sonia, are out on bail.
Right. So that's a quick clarification coming in from Harish Nair. Huge blow for the Congress President. Supreme Court has not stayed the assessment process for their income tax returns. In fact, thank you so much for joining us, Harish.